Hello, Sandman Nation. I am in a great freaking mood today. I just got back from a relaxing weekend at the lake, feeling rejuvenated and pumped, and I am ready to jump into another awesome episode of our podcast. Hope you guys are too, because it is time to enter Sandman Sports. With me today is a legend in the podcasting world. He really needs no introduction, and he certainly needs very little prep, as he has proven many many, many times on this show. Mr. Pat Klett, ladies and gentlemen, the freaking best to ever do it, has joined us once again, and we could not be happier or drunker. And of course, with us, as always, is Mr. Bill Sanders, the Sandman. Bill is looking good today, quite dapper, in fact. You know, Bill often gets asked for fashion advice. So, in case anyone is wondering, he wears Levi's button fly stonewashed. And if you don't get that joke, just Google American Eagle Sydney Sweetie and send any complaint emails to patlovescontroversy@sandmansports.com. Okay, boys, let's get into the show. But before we do, let's tell everyone where they can find us. You can find us everywhere, just like the number of candles on Marv Levy's birthday cake. Holy crap, guys. The former longtime Bills coach just turned 100 years old a couple days ago. Way to go, Marv. No wide rights for your birthday celebrations. That is for sure. Congratulations. And I hope you enjoyed the day. And there are definitely no wide rights at sandmansports.com because everything is just straight through the crossbars on our awesome website. With training camps full in force and football season getting closer by the day, we continue to churn out coverage on both college and pro football, including comprehensive previews of every college conference, and NFL division breakdowns are coming next week. We've also released articles over the past week on Major League Baseball, NBA, college basketball, the LPGA, fantasy football. We got a few articles coming on that, which I'm excited to read. Sandman golf crushing fades, Bierman's six packs, and of course our weekly Fringe series, which, guys, the most recent one is titled The Most Bizarre Draft Pick in NFL History. And I seriously had never heard of this story. It is a really interesting read. So seriously, I hope all of our listeners go give it a read because it was pretty cool. Also, be sure to check out our website and our app. And we are on social media at Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Okay, gentlemen. So in my most recent six pack, I wrote about last week's Rockies Pirates game. And I won't go into all the details, but the Rockies got down 9-0 in the first inning, and they ended up coming back to win 17-16 in a pretty crazy game. Earlier this year in the NHL playoffs, not that long ago, the Edmonton Oilers were down 3-0 in a game, and they stormed back to win against the Florida Panthers. So it got me thinking, what are some of the best one-game sports comebacks in history? I think probably we would all agree the gold standard in recent memory is the Super Bowl 51, where the Patriots erased a 28-3 second half deficit to beat the Falcons. But there are plenty of others across all sports. So these blowouts, they can be huge rallies late in the game or comeback sparked by an injury or unexpected momentum shift. It doesn't matter the sport or if it was recent or long in the past. Let's just talk about some memorable sports comebacks that have stuck with each of us. Sound good? All right. Well, Pat, why don't you lead us off, sir? What you got?
Well, I got two and then two honorable mentions. So the first one I remember clearly watching was Monday Night Football. Peyton Manning and the Colts come back versus Tampa Bay. They're down 21 with 4 minutes to go.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you got Madden and Michaels.
That was Monday Night Football. I don't remember that one.
Madden and Michaels on the call.
Oh, Madden and Michaels. Oh, God.
And, you got guys like Rondé Barber trying to cover Marvin Harrison. Tony Dungy versus John Gruden. Coaching matchup. Manning versus, do you know who Manning played against in that game? Any guesses? His kid played for LSU, got injured recently. Brad Johnson.
Oh, God. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh,
Brad
wow.
Johnson was the quarterback. They had Warren Sapp. was on in that game. But
Oh God, so this was a while ago. This was like
yeah.
in the what, '05, probably something like that.
I don't know the
Maybe even
exact year,
earlier
but
than
I
that.
watched the
Yeah.
highlights last night because I was thinking like, what games? And then I
Mhm.
remember that game. I was like, that game Peyton Manning had, and it was good to go back in time and watch. And then Vanderjagt, you remember that kicker Vanderjagt
Yeah.
for the
The
Colts?
stupid kicker.
He in
Yeah, that's
overtime
right.
they
The
came back,
stupid
and in
kicker.
overtime he hits the uprights and it sneaks through for the overtime winner.
Mm.
So that was a good one.
Dude,
And then
that guy was he won some fantasy leagues for me.
Yeah, he
That
was
guy,
stuffed.
he might have been a stupid kicker, but he was pretty good.
Yeah. And then my other one is an obvious one. It's the greatest comeback in football history, or the biggest one, and it's the Vikings versus Colts. And it happened a couple of years ago, and I got pissed. At halftime, I'm like, this is stupid. And I started we were painting our interior of our house at the time. So I just started painting, and I took down a room, painted a room. And I was like, just out of curiosity, I'll check the score. It was a fluky start. Like, we had turnovers and nothing was going right, and we're
Yeah,
not moving
it
the
was.
ball. And it was just so boring to watch. Very atypical of that season because we were decent that year. I checked my phone, and it was 33-0 was the deficit that they overcame.
Largest comeback in NFL
Everything
history.
has to go right.
Unbelievable.
Everything has to go right to mount that comeback, and it did, and it was a lot of fun to watch. I think I tuned in probably with like 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. I was like, I should probably start watching this again. And yeah, we won that one. My honorable mentions, though, was the Pacers come back with 8 points
Yeah.
in 11 seconds, Reggie Miller. And then the 93 wild card game, the Bills, Frank Reich. Do you guys remember that
yeah.
game? I believe I watched
Yeah.
that game live too. And that was playoffs.
Against Warren Moon, I think.
Yeah.
Warren Moon and the Houston Oilers.
Frank Reich.
That is one of mine. That is one of mine.
Yeah, well, that's what I got for my
Nice.
That's great, man. Those are good.
Yeah, good list. So I went with one that was a hometown, but painful, because in Pat's case, his hometown team came back and won, and mine is the opposite. The Mariners in 2001 were playing the Cleveland Indians, and twice in the game had 12-run leads. And in the 7th inning, they were up by 12 runs and ended up losing the game. It just
That's wow.
Yeah, and what's so crazy about it, and why it is such a painful memory as a Seattle sports fan, but what's crazy is that was the year the Mariners won 116 games. So just think about it. I mean, they easily probably should have had 117 wins, if you just want to say that they should have won that one game. They were an awesome team, and they just imploded. And it was just one of those painful ones. Cleveland came back and won 15-14 in 11 innings. So
gosh, that is painful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so painful. But that was the only one that I had on my list. So Bierman, I'll kick it over to you.
All right. Yeah, I got a couple. So I'll start with the one that Pat mentioned. This game's nickname is actually called the Comeback, so it had to make my list. It's the right game. Game took place on January 3rd, 1993, during the playoffs between the Bills and Oilers. At the time, it was the biggest comeback in NFL history when they erased a 35-3 deficit to beat the Oilers 41-38 in overtime. Pat mentioned the Vikings broke that in 2022, but it is still the largest comeback in postseason NFL history. And it was the first time any NFL team ever lost a game after leading by 30 or more points. Some people think probably Jim Kelly was the quarterback, but no, it was backup quarterback Frank Reich. Kelly had been injured in the last regular season game of the year 1 week prior, ironically, also against the Oilers in that game. And then one other interesting footnote I thought about this was Reich in general. So on November 10th, 1984, Frank Reich came off the bench for the Maryland Terrapins, taking over for quarterback Stan Gelbaugh. Well, that's a name from the past. Maryland had been trailing. Yeah. I think he played for the Chargers too, maybe for a little bit.
I think so.
He was not a good quarterback, but he did seem to just like hang around for a while. But Maryland had been trailing 31-0 at halftime. Reich comes in, leads an incredible comeback. They ultimately beat the Miami Hurricanes, led by Bernie Kosar, by a final score of 42-34. 40. And that performance set the record for the largest comeback in college football history at the time, a mark that stood until it was broken in 06 by Michigan State Northwestern. So Reich definitely had the theatrics down to come back, and he had ice water in his veins, never got too rattled. My second one, I'm going college basketball. And I got to go back to March 26, 2005 in Chicago for March Madness Elite Eight game. 4 minutes left, guys. I remember watching this. I had Illinois winning the tournament that year. So I'm like, they cannot lose. With 4 minutes left, Arizona was leading Illinois 75-60.
Oh, yeah.
Illinois was 35-1 at that point. The biggest deficit they faced all year was 9 points. Only 5 of their 35 wins had been by single digits, and their only loss all season was at Ohio State by a single point. So this was a really good team, but sometimes it doesn't matter how good you are. Coming back from 15 down with 4 minutes left is almost impossible. Almost. Not only were they down by 15 with 4 minutes to go, they were still down by 8 with 1 minute to go. And listen to this, guys. With 45 seconds to go in the game, it was tied up. Yeah, you heard me. They scored 8 points in 15 seconds. I rewatched because I knew like it was a crazy comeback, but I'm like, I got to rewatch this. I rewatched the highlights yesterday, and it was Illinois definitely made some clutch shots, but Arizona just choked this thing away. I mean, they just choked it away. Bad pass after bad pass, turnover after turnover. And ultimately the game went into overtime and Illinois won 90-89. And that's the comeback I always think of when I think of March Madness. So Illinois, they did go on to the championship game where they did lose to North Carolina. And then my last one, I got to go to Pat's neck of the woods and share a little homer pick here. Michigan visited Minnesota in 2003. And I remember this for a few reasons. One, it ended up being Michigan's largest comeback ever, and it still stands to this day. Two, it was against Minnesota. And no offense to Pat's Gold Gophers, but they are never supposed to beat Michigan and certainly not supposed to be up by 21 points. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? And three, and this is what I really remember. This game was played in Minnesota at the Metrodome on a Friday night. And just for context, from 1917 to 2015, Michigan only played 2 regular season non-Saturday games in 98 years. And they were both on Fridays in Minnesota, and both because the Twins made the postseason those years. The other year was 1991, and they had to move the game for the World Series. So in the game itself, Michigan was down 28-7. Quarterback John Navarre brought them all the way back. Braylon Edwards, Chris Perry helped. They ultimately ended up winning 38-35 on a field goal with 40 seconds remaining. So that's definitely the most memorable, super big comeback that I can remember from Michigan. Okay, gents.
Poor Gophers.
I don't think the Gophers have
Gophers
beat Michigan in forever.
I was just gonna say
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. Indiana was forever. Michigan hadn't beaten Indiana, or Indiana hadn't beaten Michigan, and I mean, it was like 35 years or something. And then they beat them during COVID year. So
was that with Penix?
All right.
Was Penix?
Yeah,
team?
it was with Penix. Yeah.
Go ahead, Pat.
Michael Penix. Yeah, that's right.
There it is.
Thanks.
Oh, shit.
Thanks,
All
guys.
right. Let's get into the rest of it in just a moment. We will play this week's edition of Be My Guest. Then we'll share our hot takes. Then it's Stone Cold Locks time, where we'll get into the big boy conferences this week, guys. And we will start to preview the Big 12 and the ACC. So that should be fun. And finally, we'll wrap up with a music and sports related top 5. Yes, music and sports. So you won't want to miss that one. And of course, we'll have plenty of fun and shenanigans along the way, including Pat sharing with us the history of the Gregorian calendar, how it came into existence, and why he believes it should actually be called the Praetorian calendar.
Because
and I got to tell you, his
by a
arguments
guy
are
named
pretty...
Greg, but he stole it from a guy named Peter.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
well, so
wow. Okay.
It was Peter's idea.
So nothing, that was a teaser. We were trying to get people to listen because it was so captivating and compelling, but you know, Pat
I
just
feel like
ruined
I'm
it
playing
all.
Spoiler
Balderdash.
alert.
And that is totally, yeah, exactly. I don't think any of that is true. Maybe the Greg part, but anyways, okay, guys, it is time for mine and yours favorite guessing game. That's right. It is time for Be My Guess. This is the
so
game
good at this game.
where you guys try to guess some sort of sports list, and Pat is usually very, very wrong. Seriously, Pat, come on, man. We need you to bring it this week. Enough messing around. Bill's head is getting way too big, and that is not good for anyone. So we're gonna go back to letting Pat choose the category this week, and there are 3 choices this week, dude. 3 choices, okay?
Tennis.
All right. Choice number 1 is all the people that have never been in your kitchen. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Number 1 is baseball, and it is player related. Okay. Number 2 is college football, and it is team related. And number 3 is general sports greatness. And that's all I can say about that one. Okay.
Not going to do the college football because we've had a couple of those already, and I didn't do well with that. I feel like
You're worried about it being a helmet.
baseball player might be a good one. Let's try baseball player.
Okay. We're going to do baseball. Yeah. All right. Here we go. So Bill's up
Lou
$10.
Piniella.
Are we going double or nothing? Double or nothing? Okay.
No,
right.
Just another 5.
All right.
I'll just chip away.
Just another 5.
Just
We're
$5.
Chip away.
Okay.
Just chip away. Just chip away.
All right. Yeah, we don't want to. Okay. All right. Just remember, top 5 correct guess gets you 2 points. 6 through 10 is 1 point, and incorrect is -1 point. Okay. Here we go, guys. This is the top 10 pitchers with the most strikeouts in the past 50 years. Okay. So Walter Johnson is not a guess. He would have been in the top 10. He actually is 9th on this list or whatever, but you've had to have pitched a game in the past 50 years. Okay. So most top 10 pitchers with the most strikeouts in the past 50 years.
All right. Pat's going to get the first one.
Nolan Ryan.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah. Nolan Ryan is number 1. There you go. Good job.
Nice work. I'm going to use one that I'm pretty sure is up there, and I feel like I should get a bonus half point or something because episode 51 corresponds to my pick, which is Randy the Big Unit Johnson.
Terrific.
And he's number 2. And
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
And no bonus points, though.
Oh,
no bonus
damn it. What sort of operation are you running around here, Bremer?
I actually should take away a point just for the gall that you had.
The smart assness? Yeah, all right. Here's
all
right.
Roger Clemens.
So we got number 1 and 2 already gone.
Roger
Yes.
Clemens.
All right.
You guys are like surgeons with this
Gotta
precision.
be top
just
5.
Going,
Gotta be
just
top
going
5.
down the list. It's number 3. Number 3. Bill, I'm starting to think, Pat, this is the category for Pat. I'm feeling it.
I got 2 guys on my mind. I'm going to go with one. Let's wait. You said last 50 years?
It might be 60. So don't get.
Steve Carlton.
They all have played within the last 50 years. The streaks may have started beyond 50. So I should probably clarify that.
Nice.
Steve
job.
Carlton is number 4. Very good.
Oh my God.
Very good. You guys,
Pat, we're good at
seriously.
this. Pat, we're good.
I mean, you guys, I am so impressed, honestly.
Yeah, let's go. Keep it going, Pat. I had one other guy, and I'm gonna give you
a little mini hint on this one. I would be shocked if you got number 5 right now. In fact, you could give me 25 guesses, and I would not have guessed who number 5 is. So just so you know.
Shit. I thought my guy was pretty obvious.
5 is a shocker. 5 is a shocker.
All right.
To me.
Is it Zach Greinke?
No. No, it is not Zach Greinke. Not an awful guess though. But
is he in the top 10?
No.
Top 20?
I only have the top 10.
Okay. I'm gonna go with a guy who I worry this guy is probably a little too current. Maybe his wife's hot as well. Justin.
I have him on my list.
So I was just
Terrific.
gonna tell you guys as my next 10. I wanted to get it back to Pat. There are 2 current guys, and Justin Verlander is one of those. So you
Fifth?
got it. He's 9th on this
Ninth.
list.
Okay.
When we take
All right.
Walter Johnson.
Okay.
So
All right.
you got
Current?
a point.
Okay. All right.
But there's one
Is
more
Clayton
current
Kershaw
guy.
the other current guy?
Oh, but another good guess, actually. When you hear this name, you'll be like, yeah, that makes sense. But I would have guessed Kershaw before this guy.
I'm going Scherzer.
Glory be.
My God, dude, Bill is fucking good at this game. I mean, Bill is good at this game. It is Max Scherzer.
Was he up there?
No, he's not 5th. He was 10th. He's at the bottom, but that's still really good.
Yeah,
Dude.
so
That's
this
still
is
really good.
slightly cheating because he just pitched and got a win the other night, and I heard something about him strikeouts, and I thought I remembered them saying he was in the top 10.
I mean, obviously, I know he's a great pitcher, an all-time great, but I would not have guessed he'd top 10.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's been
he has, and by the way, I haven't really been
dominant.
saying what that. So he may have changed if he pitched last night or something. But he has 3,451 strikeouts. Any guesses as to what Nolan Ryan has, just for the hell of it?
over 5,000.
5,700.
Yeah. He's the only one over. He has 5,740. And Big Unit is second with 4,875. So incredible. I mean, just think.
Wow.
I mean, that's
I
that's
just
a
saw
lot of strikeouts.
I saw on Twitter just a couple days ago, I think it might have been the anniversary of it, when he hit Robin Ventura, and then Robin Ventura charged the mound, and Nolan Ryan proceeded to just beat the shit out of him.
Yep.
Oh, Nolan Ryan was a different breed. By the way, my dad and I were there. Shout out Dad, who'll be watching and listening, I'm sure. We were at the game in the Kingdome, his last game ever. Nolan Ryan, he got hurt.
That's right.
And that was the last game he ever pitched.
I watched his documentary. It's pretty good.
I am gonna give you a clue. We're gonna give a little bit of an edge to Pat here because he gets to guess next.
All right.
I'm gonna give you guys a clue.
I know.
At number 5, okay, one of the greatest
I knew you were going to say
Chris
this.
Berman nicknames of all time.
Yes, I knew the hint before it even got there.
That's pretty impressive.
Because this is the guy I was going to guess. This is the guy I was going to guess. Yeah.
Is it Frankie Sweet Music
Pat,
Viola?
Failed.
Ooh,
No,
that's a good. That's a good nickname.
That is a good guess.
I want to give
ahead,
Pat.
Bill.
I want to give Pat one more guess.
Pedro
at
Martinez.
This one you're talking
Wake
about.
up, sleepyhead.
But I don't know what his
Ooh.
nickname was.
Is he in the top 10?
No, he's not in the top 10.
Oh, that surprises me. That's a good guess. Pat, I was going to say he pitched for your hometown team for a long time.
He pitched a perfect game too, I think.
Bert Blyleven.
There. Yeah.
I have him
No,
down.
I don't
I
know if
have
he
him
pitched a
written
perfect
down.
game.
I have Bert
might not.
Blyleven written down. I just
Yeah.
didn't say him
Yeah.
because I wasn't
Nice.
sure.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm surprised
go.
he's in the top 5, honestly.
I
Did.
am
Well, so
too. I am
Bert
too.
Blyleven, the thing about Bert Blyleven, it was either a strikeout or a home run. Like he'd leave that hanging curve and that thing,
Yeah, that big old
a big old
curveball.
hanging curveball. And if it wasn't in the right spot, it was gone.
So there is
He pitched
one other
forever.
super stud pitcher, and then there's 2 that just were around forever that you might guess, but there is one other super stud, played around the time Carlton played.
I think I know one. He pitched for the Mariners, and I saw his 300th game in the Kingdome from Perry's Perch, is what they call it. Gaylord Perry.
I mean, dude, I am really impressed with Bill.
Right?
Yes.
He's in the top 10.
Yes.
Yes.
He's 8. He's
The knuckler.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
my
then
dad
this
and
guy,
I were
dude-
at that game.
So I don't think you would ever guess this guy. All I know is he played for the Angels at one point. He played in the 70s mostly, I think. You just never
Frank
you never think
Tanana.
of this guy. So
Gross.
What? Really?
Don Sutton. Would you have ever
Oh.
guessed Don
Yeah,
Sutton?
take
I
me a
remember the
while.
curly
It'd take me a while, but yeah.
the curly hair. I can picture
Yeah.
the perm.
I just go back and
And
think
then
of
the
my
last- I never
baseball
would've
cards.
guessed it.
Last one, guys, you got to get this guy. This guy is an all-time.
Give us a hint. Give us a hint.
Well, he played for my Reds, but not during the Big Red Machine.
I
There
know
are
who
some
you're.
listeners right
No,
now
I know who you're talking about.
screaming at their microphone right now, dude. He started
It's
with
on
the
the tip of
Mets.
my
He
tongue.
played a long time
Yeah.
with the
Okay.
Mets.
I know Tom Seaver.
Yeah,
Tom
Seaver.
Seaver. Tom
Yeah.
Seaver.
The Mets. Was he a Philly too?
He
Mike
played for the
Paston,
Red
don't hate me.
Sox
Mets.
and
Mets for
Mets.
sure.
I think
Just
he
the
did
Mets.
play for one other team. I think he played for the White Sox. I think the White Sox, maybe.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
think he played for
Okay.
the Phillies.
Never Phillies. Was he old enough to be on the Miracle Mets? Like the 69 version?
You know what? I think
Might have.
I think he started playing in the late 60s. He might have been. Miracle Mets were 69,
Nolan
right?
Ryan.
Right,
Nolan
69.
Ryan was on the Mets, right?
I don't
was?
think Nolan Ryan was.
Oh.
I don't think Nolan Ryan was.
He was Stroh's.
Who did he start with?
Let me
I
look
think he
it
started
up.
with the Mets.
You could be
Well,
right.
he died. Tom Seaver's dead. I didn't realize that.
Wow. R.I.P. Tom Seaver.
Yeah, 75 years
Nolan
old. He died in
Nolan
2020.
Ryan's with the Mets, I think.
I think you might be right because that documentary.
And he was
did you
like a
see that? It
reliever.
came out
I
a
would
year
be
or two ago.
I think he was coming out of the bullpen.
So he played
Yeah.
for the Mets. So Seaver played for the Mets, the Reds. He came to the Reds right after the Big Red Machine, 77 to 82. He went back to the Mets for a year, then the White Sox. Then he finished for 1 year with the Red Sox. And then
Never
who did
Philly.
you say? Nolan Ryan? Let's see.
He started with the
dude,
Mets.
I really don't think did he really?
Out of the bullpen.
Oh my
right.
God.
Out of the bullpen.
Pat, you know what? I think Pat wins. Pat wins for that one.
$5 back to Pat. Oh,
No, that was. I mean, Bill, you're dominant in this game, dude.
If I can name all of
useless
Nolan
trivia.
Ryan's
Which
teams,
I never would have
I get
guessed
an
when we
extra
were
point.
sitting at the Holy Grail and you were fucking throwing out Lou Piniella. I never would have guessed you would be good at this game.
Hey, Eric, do you still have the list of like all the? So Pat mentioned Pedro, and I'm surprised he's not in the top 10.
I only
where
had
is
copied
he at?
over the top 10s.
Okay.
Let me
yeah.
see.
Yeah, it's okay. I just was curious. I thought that was a really good guess. How dominant was that guy? The old Boston, New York matchups and everything, when he just was not afraid to throw it right at somebody's head.
You know what else I think is
theater.
interesting, speaking of Boston and Yankees, is that on the MLB panel, they got Big Papi, A-Rod, Jeter. It's almost like the Shaq, Charles Barkley. Yeah, that's kind of an interesting panel.
Pedro was 15.
Oh, okay,
and
close.
I am actually shocked on one guy that you guys didn't guess.
Dwight Gooden,
one of the greatest in our generation, like when we were growing up generation. Greg Maddux. Greg Maddux is number 12. So
wow, yeah.
And one other one that just catches my eye as I'm looking at this, I am shocked. Mike Mussina. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, for the
guy?
Orioles.
Baltimore
The Orioles. He's 24th all time. 24th all time. I just
unhittable.
Didn't think he was around long enough to get that many. He had 2,800.
Well, I just think they weren't good when he was there.
Yeah.
And
the Mariners could not hit that guy.
In fairness to Pat, I do have to give Pat a little bit of love here. His Kershaw and Greinke guesses were not that bad. Kershaw's 20th and Greinke's 21st. So they're definitely within. They're
probably not too big of a spread either between 10 and like 20, I would think. Like fairly close.
So Scherzer has 3,451 right now. Kershaw is 3,010. So
400. Okay.
Kershaw's not the same Kershaw though. I watched him pitch recently.
Right. So next week, guys, I think next week we're gonna do this all sports greatness one. It's probably the one I'm most excited about to do. I was really hoping you would pick it, and I actually think Pat is going to do well.
Double or nothing on that one.
So we'll get to that one next week. But that one should be fun. Okay. Well, guys,
love it.
Good job again, Bill. Let's get into
Thank
some
you.
hot takes. Yes, that's right. It is time for Sammy and Sports Hot Takes, brought to you by Mike's Hot Honey. The honey's so good and so hot. We just want to say thank you. That's right. We want to say thank you, Mike and Mike's Hot Honey, and everybody associated with that awesome company for being our sponsor for the first year of our existence as a podcast. You guys have been great. It's been an honor to talk about you and your great products in this pod every week. We hope many of our listeners have tried you out because of us. And if you haven't yet, please do so, everyone. Please go to mikeshothoney.com right now and order some, or get over to your nearest grocery store and you can pick up some in the honey aisle. Next week is our 52nd episode. It will be our 1-year anniversary, and we will be excited to share our new sponsor at that time. So be sure to tune in and see who it is. And you might
Fireball
even
whiskey.
have to listen to it. I was going to say you might even have to listen to it twice, but that's a
Oh, I
little
see
bit
what
of
you
a
did
hint
there.
there.
I
You
see
see what
you
I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did.
Double
All
mint
right,
gum.
all right.
Okay, we're just going to move on. That's a good guess, but like,
Yeah.
Are
be
we
my
not
guess,
doing Be My
you
Guess
were
anymore?
really wrong.
Yeah.
All right, Pat, start us off with hot takes, my friend.
Well, my hot takes, I only got a couple, but one is a beef that I have with NFL Live. I turned on NFL Live the other day.
Love it.
Usually enjoy the show. In a 1-hour show, they talked about Micah Parsons wanting a trade for 50 minutes. They didn't talk about anything else the rest of the day.
It's
Yeah.
boring to me.
It's
That
like
is
Dallas.
boring.
that show. You
Dallas.
gotta give me
Why?
more. Like I want quick hitters. I want you to go
Yeah.
around the NFL. Tell me what's going on. Who's looking good in camp? But go quicker from Swatch. I don't need to hear some guy talk about
Exactly.
Micah Parsons requesting a trade. And then now let's go to so and so to talk about the same subject. We get it. He wants it. He wants out. We don't need to spend 50 minutes on that. So that was stupid. I also thought it was
50.
funny, Bill,
That is a hot take.
that's the hottest
I like
take.
it, Pat.
That's a scorching
Yeah,
hot
that's
take.
pretty-
This is not really a hot take, but I did want to say, Bill, you saw your Seattle Kraken mascot get chased by the grizzly bear?
Oh,
I
you
did.
guys
that was
see that?
Yeah,
awesome.
we were
that
hoping
was
he would get
freaking
eaten.
hilarious. Dude.
Yeah, if he would have got eaten, that would have been fantastic.
What an interesting mascot that guy is. What is he?
It's the worst.
Yeah.
And then finally, I
The
don't know if this
absolute
is
worst.
fake news, but I heard that the NBA dunk contest is no longer this
Oh,
year.
wow.
They're going to do like some one-on-one stuff, which is fine with me. I mean, like when I was a kid, I loved the dunk contest. It was awesome. But then, there's only so much you can do, to drive a car.
Has
out
anybody
there and
watched it?
guys jump over
Yeah.
cars, or like, you can only do so much. But there was a couple of years where it was really good. And
Have you guys watched that?
No.
Can you even think of the last time that you watched it?
I
Eric?
think, was it Isaiah Ryder?
No, I don't watch
The
it.
Timberwolves had Isaiah Ryder in
I
it.
remember.
I think I watched
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah. I mean, no one cares anymore. Like, just be done with it.
Be done
Yeah.
with it for sure. But that's all
All
I
right.
got. That's all I got, boys.
Solid. I love it. So I got four. I got four this week. I'm going to start off with the hometown love for Julio Rodriguez. Yeah, he just became the first player in Major League Baseball history to go 2020 for 4 straight seasons. His first 4 seasons in the show. Pretty amazing.
I saw
mean, think
that.
about
That's
it.
so, dude,
Yeah.
that's really good. Yeah.
And he, you know what? The guy gets panned a lot out here. In fact, 2 of my closest buddies, they may even listen to this. They call him Huli No, or like he hasn't been very clutch in his first 4 seasons at times. So, but I'm like, this kid, that I just saw his numbers stacked up to Ken Griffey Jr. in his first 4 seasons. Very comparable. In fact, Julio's better in a couple categories as well. And so, you just got to remember this guy is so young and he's still really talented. And so anyway, kudos Julio. That was a nice accomplishment. Staying on the baseball diamond, I saw I don't know if I'm going to pronounce her name right, but Jen Powell, she's set to become the first female umpire to umpire a Major League Baseball game this Saturday coming up. And I was like, first of all, kind of amazing that it's
That's
taken
cool.
this
Yeah.
long. Yeah, but good for her. That's awesome. And I thought it was a little ironic that she's probably going to make it to the show just in time for robo umps.
Yeah, they're going to get rid of him anyhow.
Right. So Yeah, that's right. That's right. But anyway, congrats to Jen. That's pretty cool. Hopefully she does well. I'd love to see that. I saw ESPN acquired the NFL Network
I saw
and
that.
the Red Zone property. You see that? So kind of crazy. The NFL is acquiring 10% of ESPN and those properties. So kind of a crazy deal. I just have one plea to the ESPN, NFL Network, NFL, everything. Do not ruin NFL Red Zone. It's one of the greatest things ever introduced in sports.
Yeah,
ESPN, I'm worried they're going to screw it up somehow. Don't
they
do it.
very well could. That
Yeah.
almost was one of my hot takes because I wanted to rant because you guys know I hate ESPN, and
Yeah,
so
you're not
like
a big fan.
But I did see that ESPN might repurpose NFL Red Zone for a college football type Red Zone, which I think could be cool.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like they need to do more of this. I think I mentioned a couple pods ago, Major League Baseball Network, it has been doing it. It's called Big Inning, and it's
Yeah,
pretty sweet.
that sounded so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool how they're flashing around and they've got the one screen that's got the audio on it and it's kind of highlighted with a gold box around it or whatever. But anyway, ESPN, please don't mess up NFL Red Zone. Please
They
don't
will.
do it.
They will.
Yeah,
It's ESPN.
I'm worried about it. I'm worried about it. And then my last one, and I just throwing this out there, nothing is better in sports, in my opinion, than your baseball team being in a pennant race. It's
I
just
agree, dude.
awesome because it's
I
every
know.
day. And the banter, the text threads, it's so fun.
Did you see?
It's so
Did
fun.
you
And
see
so
the
I'm just
twins? Did you
eating
see
it
the
up.
It's a great
twins?
take,
The
dude.
twins went full sail mode.
They
They
did.
got rid of
Which sometimes
everybody.
that's good though too, man, for your
Yeah.
future. Like, yeah, they did. They
They've been
went
scoring
crazy.
runs. They've been scoring runs since they traded everybody away. But yeah, anyway, it's just so fun. You know, the Mariners did, you know, they had an off day and it just, you feel this emptiness of like there's no game coming up.
Yeah.
And just I love the banter with my buddies nightly. It's just so
Yeah.
fun. And so
That's a great take, Bill. That is so
Can't
true.
beat it.
That's why my summers have usually been so depressing because the Reds are awful.
They look good
But
last night.
they're
Reds look good
like,
last night. They
they're
did.
they're in the
three.
mix.
They're
They're in the mix.
three back from the wild card. So you're saying there's a chance. All right, guys. So on August 21st, the New York Yankees will host the Boston Red Sox. Usually a big game, right? Well, this particular game is even bigger, and that is because of a specific giveaway that will be handed out at that game. It will be a custom bobblehead featuring George Costanza taking a nap under his desk, which is a nod to a very famous season 8 episode where Costanza does just that while working for the Yankees. Great episode, funny idea for a bobblehead, but this is what I want to talk about. Okay. On eBay, these bobbleheads are being pre-sold because only the first 18,000 fans will get one. So there's a little bit of demand there. The cheapest price I saw was for $199. Okay. In context, the cheapest ticket to the game is $65. So these things are going for more than 3 times the price of a ticket. Now, I wrote about this topic of bobblehead obsession months ago in my 6-pack. I just don't understand the fascination with bobbleheads and why people care so much about even getting one at the game, let alone spending $200 for one when they aren't even attending the game. I understand the collectibles market, but to me, this is just madness. Why are we spending $200 for crap like this? Now, seriously, am I wrong here, guys? Am I missing something? Are bobbleheads fucking awesome and I just don't see it?
No.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I feel like our society is truly going off the rails by spending that type of money on stupid pieces of plastic. It's dumb.
Do you guys ever pay attention to the giveaway nights? Like, does that matter
When I
at
was
all
a
to you?
kid,
No.
when I was a
You're gonna go to a game?
kid, yeah.
Yeah, as
Did
a
you?
kid, maybe, but no,
Maybe bat
I could
night?
care less. Yeah.
Bat
Bat
night
night was pretty
yeah.
sweet. Yeah,
10-cent beer
but
night.
that would be pretty cool. Yeah. And I say that and then got the Jamie Alexiak bobblehead right behind me here. Yeah.
That's still in its original wrapping. That's probably worth at least 10 grand.
Like, was it
That's a
40-year-old
serious
virgin?
piece.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I got a couple of things. I'm no collector, and this was given to me. I just want to be clear.
Yeah, right. Okay.
The big rig,
Yeah.
Jamie Alexia.
Yeah. All right, one other. So last week, guys, I paid tribute to Ryan Sandberg, and now I'm back talking about the Cubs because Major League Baseball just announced that the 2027 All-Star Game is coming to Wrigley Field. And while I am not the biggest All-Star Game guy, we've talked about this just a few weeks ago. I do have to admit it's pretty cool that's going back to Wrigley. It blows my mind. Wrigley Field has not hosted the Midsummer Classic since 1990. That is 37 years will be by the time 2027 rolls around. One of the most iconic ballparks in all sports, baseball crazy city, baseball crazy team, fans, and Major League Baseball kept passing over. It just was really surprising to me. Wrigley will become just the third park ever to host 4 All-Star games, joining old Yankee Stadium and Cleveland's Municipal Stadium. That said, I will not be there for it. Cincinnati hosted in 2015. I would have loved to have gone to that one. Even a lot of my friends went. They said it was great, but it's not cheap. And once you do it once, you don't need to do it again. And I certainly would never travel to one just for an exhibition. The games are kind of whatever. I think the vibes are cool. I do think, we were talking about slam dunk contest. I do think the home run derby is fun, but honestly, that can be hit and miss. And guys, I could not believe this when I stumbled upon this on some prep here. The 1990 home run derby was at Wrigley. Okay. And Ryan Sandberg actually won it. So this is all coming full circle. Okay. And I just want to share a few other names that were in that home run derby as well. Okay. And then I'll get to my point. So Matt Williams, he was a slugger for San Francisco. Bobby Bonilla, Darryl Strawberry, Mark McGuire, Ken Griffey Jr., Jose Canseco, and Cecil Fielder.
That's a
Okay, and Ryan
lineup.
Sandberg. Okay. Yeah. 10 players. Okay.
Lot of roids in there.
How many home runs do you guys think were hit?
Like
In the
that
whole home run derby?
Home run derby. You got 10 guys. Yeah, take a guess. How many home runs?
110.
Yeah, so an average of 11 a guy. Yeah.
I was going to say
What'd you say?
300, but
Yeah. 5. Fucking Ryan Sandberg won the home run derby in 1990 by hitting 3 home runs.
Oh, what?
Matt Williams had 1. Mark McGuire had 1. All those others had 0 home runs.
What was the format?
What the fuck happened? Seriously.
2 strikes, you're out? Wow.
I don't know. I really don't.
Bonkers.
I don't know, but
Maybe the wind was blowing in that night.
is
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, that,
Yeah.
I mean, that
Hard.
is just brutal. I mean, that is not fun. So, yeah.
Huh.
Anyways, I'm glad the friendly confines are finally getting the national spotlight again back for the Midsummer Classic. And in case you're wondering, the 37-year gap is not the longest wait for the same stadium to host an All-Star game as Dodger Stadium did back in 1980. And then they had to wait 42 years to host again in 2022. Okay, guys. Well, it is Stone Cold Lock time, and we made it to the end of our golf picks contest for this season. Heading into last week, I was leading with 19, Bill at 18, Pat 17, so it was close. Bill did his best Pat impression with his Ben Griffin 11th place pick.
It hurt.
But I got 1 point for Fitzpatrick, and that
Matty
was
Fitz.
all she wrote. So I finished
Congrats.
first, Bill second, Pat third. So I have yet to lose any contest that the 3 of us have played together on this podcast. I'm just saying. So that's the bad news for you 2 losers. The good news is that we didn't play for anything. So unlike Nailed It, you don't owe me anything.
Thank God.
So I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Why didn't I do that? But anyways, all right. So since our golf picks are over, thank you.
Tip of the cap. Tip of the cap.
We will give all of our undivided attention this week to 2 more college football conferences. And this week, we'll get into the Power 4. Really excited. We'll do a deep dive into the Big 12 and the ACC. Next week, we'll get into the Big 10 and the SEC. As a reminder, for each conference, I'll ask you to answer the same 5 questions we've been doing. Who do you think will win the conference? Who's your long shot bet to win the conference? So a team that might be 10 10-1 odds or worse. Most interesting over-under win total. Best player to watch, or most exciting player to watch, or best Heisman candidate, however you want to interpret that. And best game of the year, either an in-conference game or non-conference, whatever you want to choose. All right, we'll start with the Big 12. So last year, Arizona State won the conference by beating Arizona State in the championship game. And this one surprised me. Mike Gundy's Oklahoma State Cowboys finished dead last in the 16-team conference with a 3-9 record, and they lost their last 9 games, all conference games. So not a good showing by Gundy in Stillwater last season. All right, Pat, let's start with you. Question number 1, Big 12. Who do you think is going to win it this year?
Well, it's a fairly unpredictable conference, unlike the Big Ten, where you got the same. You basically dominated every year by Ohio State, Michigan, now Oregon's coming in. But Big 12 could have anyone step up, just like last year with Arizona State. They were a team predicted to not do well, and they crushed it. So I am predicting Arizona State to win this year. And although Cam Scattaboo is gone, they have a lot of returners, especially on the defensive side. So, yeah, give me Arizona State as my winner.
Heck, what do you got, Bill?
I went Utah plus 650. I love Kyle Whittingham. I think we've all talked about Utah and Kyle Whittingham a bunch in our first 51 episodes. I think they've got better QB play coming in this year. I just think that's after a kind of an off year last year, Utah's back in the mix and takes the Big 12.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I think this is the toughest conference to predict so far from all the ones that we've talked about. I think there are legitimately 5 or 6 teams that could win it. I got to go with Utah as well.
Oh, yeah.
You mentioned they have Kyle Whittingham. This guy's one of the best coaches in the land. They finished 5-7 last year. Their first losing record since 2013. And only this program's 6th losing record since 1990. 35 years. That is
Cam
really
Rising,
impressive.
Is Cam Rising coming back for his 7th year? Or?
No, literally in my notes. And while Cam Rising finally leaves after 15 years under center, they do still have a good strong quarterback room this year. I really like Devin Dampier, a transfer from New Mexico. I actually, believe it or not, remember watching this guy in a game last year for New Mexico. He was really good. He threw for almost 3,000 yards, ran for over 1,000. I think he's going to help this team win a lot of games. They also have 17 returning starters overall, including 10 on offense. They do have to play at Baylor, so I don't love that, but the rest of the schedule is very manageable. I think Whittingham and this team are going to be really good. All right, best long shot bet, 10-1 or higher odds. Who do you got for that, Pat?
I was originally going to say Iowa State, but then I don't think they're more than 10-1. They're up there. So I actually went with Mike Gundy to rebound for OK State.
Oh, that would be a huge comeback.
He's had a lot of success, over the years. He's done all right with that program. It was a down year last year. I think they're going to bounce back. So give me OK State. I don't know what their odds are, but I'm pretty sure it's more than 10-1.
Do you guys, when you hear or see Mike Gundy, do you think of the same thing as me every single time?
The soundbite.
You remember his rant?
I'm 40. Yeah.
I'm a man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's so good.
It's one of the all-time best. It's one of the all-time best.
It is. I went with Kansas plus 1,500. I just felt like weird year in 2024. They've got a brand new stadium. I feel like all the buzz will be back in Lawrence. They've got some QB consistency, Jalen Daniels, a bunch of transfer portal talent apparently. And then Lance Leopold. I really like obviously I just said Kyle Whittingham. I guess I'm big into the coaches. These are hard picks to make. So I thought, hey, plus 1,500, why not? Take a shot. Lance might have him a little lightning in a bottle.
I mean, he's such a good coach. And the reason why I went with who I went with, and Pat said, I almost picked this team to win the conference. So I was actually shocked when I saw them at 11-1. But I'm going to go with Iowa State in this spot. Like Whittingham, and like Leopold, Matt Campbell is just a very underrated coach. They've had only one losing season in the past 8 years. Last year, the squad was 11-3. They lost to Arizona State in the championship game. They beat Miami in the Pop-Tarts Bowl 42-41 in one of the more entertaining bowl games of the season. And The MVP of that game, guys, guess who that was? That was their returning starting quarterback, Rocco Bacht. He has thrown a touchdown pass in 18 straight games, and he's just a really smart signal caller, good field general. I like that they also bring back their entire starting offensive line. I think 4 of the 5. They bring back 13 returning starters. Their schedule is very nice. They do have to travel to Ireland to play Big 12 opponent K-State, actually, to open the season, which I think is interesting. But they host Arizona State, and they avoid Baylor, Utah, and Texas Tech, 3 other favorites in the conference. At 11-1 odds, I really like this team. In fact, it's probably my favorite long shot pick of all the conference previews we've done so far.
Nice.
All right, Pat, most interesting over-under.
Colorado over-under is 6.5. Okay. And I will go
Do
with
it.
the under here.
Yes.
Too many pieces left.
Yeah.
I think this is the downhill slide for Dion. It's just not gonna. It's not gonna be.
Yep.
It's not gonna happen.
Totally.
I considered it. I do not think
same.
Colorado's going to have a good year. Yeah.
No. And is this Dion's last year? I mean, I'm happy the guy's healthy. That was good news. I don't like Dion, but I don't want cancer to be ruining his life. But I mean, I was stunned that he was coming back. I just thought this is going to be the exit. His son's gone, both sons. I just think they're going to be terrible. So yeah, good pick, Pat.
I agree.
Guys, I think Eric, you might have called this out in a previous pod. I saw Utah's over under at 7.5. Now you gotta give 170, so it's minus 170. But are you joking? Like 7.5? This team's gonna win 10 games.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
Yeah,
lock
that
it in
juice.
for
I
me.
mean, it's a high juice, but yeah, I mean,
It
if
is.
you're willing to give the juice, they're definitely
Whew.
gonna win more than 7.5 games. So
Yeah. Wow. That was stunning to me. So yeah, give me Utah. I'll pay the 170.
yeah, so I'm gonna be unoriginal here. I gotta stick with Iowa State. They're over under a 7.5, and it's plus 115. So you get a little bit extra there.
Wow.
Again, they play K-State in Ireland, but they host Iowa, they host BYU, and they host Arizona State. And the other teams on their schedule just frankly don't concern me. With 13 returning starters, 3-year starter, Rocco back under center, and Matt Campbell strolling the sidelines, there's just no way this team doesn't notch at least 8 wins, in my opinion. So, all right, player to watch, best Heisman-ish candidate. Who you got there, Pat?
Sam Levitt, ASU quarterback, had a nice
Yeah,
run late
love it.
last year. Got to the CFP. He looked.
He was
good.
fun to watch. I
He
mean,
looked good.
Scatterbo kind of overtook him, I think, in the headline stuff. But yeah, he's a great quarterback.
Yeah. Phenomenal. And it's interesting. There were so many guys that we could have put in this category. I think it says a lot about, I think, Eric, you said at the beginning, the Big 12. We haven't even really talked about Kansas State. You mentioned Baylor. There's like 5 or 6 teams in this league that have a chance.
I mean, Texas Tech. They're
Texas
throwing
Tech.
NIL money at people. I mean,
crazy. I just handicapping this one felt like it was a little bit tough. I have Utah to win the conference. I've been doing this for every single conference we've talked about. I'm going with Devin Dampier. He's the transfer that Eric mentioned
love
from
that
New
guy.
Mexico. They brought his own offensive coordinator, Jason Beck, along. And we talked about this team a bunch last year because Pat was laughing about the over-unders. And whenever New Mexico played, the over-unders were in the 80s. Or, I mean, they just racked up points.
That's right.
So,
and gave up points.
Give me Devin Dampier. I think this guy's going to be electric.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. I got to go actually with Bryson Washington. He's a sophomore running back from Baylor who, as a freshman last year, just had a remarkable season. He set Baylor's all-time freshman rushing record with 1,028 yards, just 11 games, despite missing some time due to injury. He logged 6 100-plus yard rushing games, the most ever by a Baylor freshman, 12 rushing touchdowns, 5.9 yards per carry. He also has some dual threat ability as he added some value as a receiver with 22 catches for 217 yards and a TD. Baylor is going to be really good this season. They have a good quarterback in Sawyer Robinson, but I just think they're going to want to rely on this kid a lot during the stretches. They're going to try and salt away some games. He's on many preseason All Big 12 teams, and I think he's going to be a fun one to watch this season. All right, last question here. Best game of the year.
Well, you mentioned it earlier, August 23rd in Dublin, Ireland. Because Ireland,
Nice.
you got Iowa State, K-State.
I mean, that's going to be a great one because that's the best game of week 0, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I enjoyed it last year in Ireland, so hopefully we get a good game out of it.
Yep.
I have Utah versus Kansas State, November 22nd at Rice Eccles. I think Kansas State, Utah likely are going to be battling it for the conference title right down to the wire. So this should be a really fun game in Utah.
Really want to see Baylor host Auburn, on August 29th, beginning of the year. Auburn is struggling, guys. Freeze's seat is a little warm. Playing in Waco against this very talented Bears team is going to be a tough challenge for the Tigers. And the Bears are actually favored right now. So I'm interested to see that one. And then in conference, I really think this is the conference race is going to come down to Utah's visit to Waco on November 15th. I believe this game will determine who wins the conference, but it's possible it's just a preview for the Big 12 championship game a few weeks later. So, all right, well, let's head now to the ACC. Last year, Clemson defeated surprise team and brand new ACC member SMU 34-31 in the championship game. Both teams made the 12-team playoff. Incredibly, 1 year after almost making the 14 playoff in 2023, Florida State finished in the cellar with a 2-10 overall record, jump started by that awful opening game in Ireland, as Pat just mentioned. All right, Pat, who do you think will win this conference? Lay it on us for your ACC
This is a
pick.
tough one for me. I went back and forth a few times, and I generally don't really love Dabo, but Clemson, they got some mean dudes on defense and returning QB Cade Klubnik. So, he looked a little shaky at times last year, but I mean, I think he was under the gun a lot. And I think another year under his belt, another off season, I think it'll be, I think they'll get back to the CFP and make it for sure this year.
Pat.
Too bad.
Yep. It's chalky, but I just don't see anybody but Clemson here in the ACC. So for all the reasons Pat said as well, not a huge Dabo fan myself for some reason, not actually even sure why, but
Same.
I think Clemson wins.
Yeah.
And I'll give Dabo some props. Oh, sorry. Oh, Pat or Eric's getting ready to do it. Before he does though, confirm it, the potential 3 Pat. I like that Dabo has avoided the transfer portal and he's made it clear that he's going to build players up within Clemson's program. And so I give him some props for that. That he's committed to doing it. Now, can he continue to, compete successfully without dipping into the transfer portal? We'll see. But kudos to him, I guess, for kind of keeping it old school.
Yeah.
Sorry, Eric. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. He gets a lot of crap for not using the transfer portal. And I do think it's weird, but when you can recruit top 10 classes, develop them really well and keep them, you're going to be okay. And that's what they've showed. Their death has been greatly exaggerated. In 2023, the Tigers had a disappointing year by their standards. They went 9-4. But guys, this was amazing when I looked this up. That record was the only time since 2010 where Clemson has not won at least double-digit games, where they have not won at least 10 games or more. This is still an elite program. They bring back 17 starters, including quarterback Cade Klubnik, who's finally a senior. He's going to lead this team to a lot of wins. Honestly, nobody in the ACC scares me this year. This one is a slam dunk to me. A plus 105, I think, I would put some money on this. Even at those odds, I think Clemson is going to win this conference hands down. All right, best long shot bet. What do you got, Pat?
I just went with North Carolina because of Belichick. That's the only reason.
Belichick, yeah.
I figured.
Billy B.
If anyone can do it, Bill. Bill can do it. I know Bill. I get to call him Bill.
He's going to change some things around there, that's for sure. Oh, you're doing a 2-fer. There's not going to be a 3-fer, so don't worry about that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, I just struggled. I'm looking at these teams. I'm like, come on, Cal, Stanford, like.
Well,
the dregs, and even some of the mediocre teams, I was just like, wow, I'm struggling to see it. And Eric, I'll be interested to hear who you're actually going to put some money on in this category. For me though, we know nothing about North Carolina except that Bill's girlfriend's a little crazy. I mean, that's all that's been talked about in the press. So who knows? And he's a hell of a coach. We know that. So for my long shot, give me Coach Bill.
Yeah. So again, just to be clear, I don't see anyone beating Clemson, but from a value angle, and I'll throw a couple bucks on this, I do like the plus 2,800 you get by backing the Florida State Seminoles. This team was atrocious last year, but they bring back 16 players who started last year. Some of those are transfers from other programs, including very good quarterback Thomas Castellanos from Boston College. I like this kid. They do have to visit Clemson on November 8th, but the rest of their schedule is not too daunting. Mike Norvell had this team 10-3 in 2022, 13-1, and has sniffed away from the Final Four there in 2023. So I am betting that last year was just a very weird abomination and that they will bounce back this year with a much better season. And obviously, I still like Clemson chances, but throwing a little change on these guys at plus 2,800, I don't think is the worst idea. All right. Interesting or most interesting over under win total. What do you got there, Pat?
I went with Miami. I forgot to write down what their win total was over under Miami, but Carson Beck is
Miami?
not. Yeah,
We can look it up. Yeah, I like her. Yeah, I like back there. Yeah.
I don't like Beck. I think he's not good.
You don't like
No,
Beck. You don't
he's
like
got
Beck.
a full
Okay.
sleeve tattoo that is going to look terrible when he becomes old and fat and flabby.
I'm picking Miami even though I hate the quarterback. Okay. All right.
Well, are you
No, I'm
taking
picking
the
him
under?
I'm picking him under.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
taking
yeah.
the under. Oh, I like it.
9.5.
Captivating podcasting.
9.5.
I do like that. I do
you're
like
laying minus 145, Pat,
I don't believe in Carson Beck.
on ESPN bet.
I'm not a believer. I just think he's
Nice.
with a great cast around him. He didn't even look great with Georgia. You know?
I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fascinating to see. I think it'll be good theater this year down there. I hate Miami because their coach was the Ducks coach, and I just still hate him, as you guys are probably aware. It makes no sense, but I still don't like it. So mine, I just got done disparaging Cal, but I really have always liked Justin Wilcox as a coach. They have talented coordinators. Their defense was strong last year, even though they were terrible. I think their defense is going to be even better this year. They've added a whole bunch of talent in the transfer portal. They did lose some significant talent as well, but they lost a bunch of games by less than a touchdown. They do not play Clemson, Miami, or Georgia Tech.
Wow.
Over 5.5 plus 115. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to take them to get to that. I think they could very easily get to 7 or 8 wins. So I would take that over.
I like it. 7-8 wins for Cal.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, guys. So Syracuse went 10-3 last year. I really like Fran Brown as head coach of this team. But this team only brings back 8 starters, only 2 on offense, and their quarterback situation really scares me. Their over-under is 5.5. And listen to some of the games they have to play. So they host Tennessee, but it's still Tennessee. At Clemson, at SMU, at Georgia Tech, at Miami, Florida, at Notre Dame. And all the other ACC teams, for the most part, that they play are right there with them, if not better than them. So there is no way that this team gets above 5 wins. Now, the juice is minus 180, so the odds makers agree with me, but I honestly would even be comfortable with going down to 4.5 wins and taking the under there, which is going to be, closer to probably even money or something like that. So I'm telling you, this team, they're taking a big step back. They don't have a lot of talent coming back. They have probably the most brutal schedule in the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
So, real quick, as a bonus, I would look at the over 7.5 for Georgia Tech. I really like what Brent Key is doing there. Haynes King is a really good quarterback. They avoid SMU, Miami, and Louisville on the schedule, and they host Clemson. So it's not my official pick per se, but I like them on the over 7.5. All right, player to watch, Heisman candidate. Who you got, Pat?
Kid Klubnik. Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems an obvious choice for this
I'm with
pick,
you.
and
Yeah.
I'm not proud of that. So ask me again week 3.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, is that who you went with too, Bill?
It is. Yeah. And in
Yeah.
my notes, I also just put to Pat's earlier point, I'm interested to see how Carson Beck does in Miami. I think it's going to be fascinating to see. So
I think, yeah. It will be good to see. Yeah, I got to go with Cade as well. He was such a heralded, highly touted, highly recruited quarterback, and he really struggled to live up to the hype until last year. Guys, he had a great season last year. I don't know if everyone knows that. He threw for 3,600 yards, 36 touchdowns, and only 6 INTs. And you guys heard it here right now. I am predicting this right now. Clemson wins the ACC. They make it to the semifinals of the playoffs. And Cade Klubnik is invited to New York as one of the Final Four Heisman finalists. I'm not going to predict he's going to win it yet. But this guy's going to have a great year. I'm telling you, this guy's really good. He's going to be fun to watch. All right. Last question here. Best game of the year. What do you got, Pat?
Clemson, Louisville, November 14. 2 teams that should be in the mix. See what Louisville's got to offer. They're usually scrappy. Louisville's never really.
They are. Yeah,
beat them
they're
last
never
year.
really terrible, and beat them last year.
they did.
So that's my game.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Love it, Pat.
We're on the same
Wow.
page all day here.
You
Bill.
guys are really on the
the
same
ACC.
wavelength.
Yeah, we're dialed.
Except in Be My Guest. That was in a little bit different wavelength for that one. But too soon, Pat. Too soon.
Yes.
Shots fired.
Yeah. All right. As I said, I think Clemson is going to dominate this conference. So I'm really not excited by any conference games, but I am very excited to see the Battle of the Tigers and the Battle of Death Valley schools when LSU visits Clemson to kick off the season on August 30th. Shockingly, guys,
Great
LSU
first
has
game.
lost 5 straight opening games. 5 straight. They've started 0-1 5 straight seasons. That's crazy to me. If Clemson can hold serve at home in this game, they very well could go undefeated in the regular season. And in case you're wondering, Clemson is currently 3.5-point favorites at home. So that one, it's going to be a really fun one to watch. All right, guys. Well, let's get into the top 5 for this week. So the other day, I'm driving and GNR's Welcome to the Jungle comes on. And all I can think about when I hear that song is the Bengals, their stadium, and every kickoff to every game played there. So later, I'm channel surfing. I catch a few minutes of Rocky. I hear that iconic music, and I just want to freaking run up some steps and pump my fist. So my question for this week's top 5, it's pretty simple, guys. I want us to rank our top 5 sports-related songs. So these could be songs often played at stadiums, arenas, like we mentioned, Welcome to the Jungle, songs associated with iconic sports moments or games, such as We Will Rock You, tracks from sports movies, talked about the Rocky music, songs about sports like Center Field from John Fogerty, or really any song that you just feel like sports, get you amped up and ready for the games. All right, Pat, start us off number 5 and 4.
All right, number 5 for me is Jump Around at Camp Randall. Just because I love Cypress Hill. I loved when I was a teenager, Cypress Hill was my
It's a
favorite.
great tradition. I love that one. Yeah.
They got a lot of other good songs, but Jump Around, it's fun tradition. And that's my number 5. Even though it is the Badgers. Number 4 is New York, New York at the Yankees game.
Yeah.
Because Frank Sinatra.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Do you want me to
Gotta
sing
go
the
with
songs?
Frankie.
Are we singing the songs? Should I just sing them?
I mean, I was thinking you would, but just not in the voice of Bane.
Start spreading the news. I am leaving today. I want to be a part of it.
Oh, shit.
New York.
I mean,
That would
every
be
time.
such a
Every
twist.
time.
Such
Yeah.
a twist. For my 5 and 4, I went with more of like situational songs that get played in an arena or a stadium or anything that always just seem like they're so perfect for certain moments. And also as a shout out to Ozzy, RIP, I went with Crazy Train because I don't know if you guys get
that's
this
good.
in your ballparks, but when they load the bases, a lot of times the in-stadium PA guy or DJ will throw on Crazy Train because it starts with all aboard, and then the music starts and people go nuts that the bases are loaded. So that's a good one. Yeah, exactly. And then I went with Blur. Do you guys know Blur
That
song
song
2?
too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a great
I
pump
don't
up
know.
jam. Yep, exactly. And it's just like the whole crowd doing the woohoo part is just electric. And it can be applied in all sorts of different scenarios and things, but usually it's when your home team's doing well and the crowd's going nuts and they're all pumped up. So that was my 5 and 4.
All right, so I got to go with a twofer for my 5 here. Most people probably have not heard of these, but I'm going to say this. Go check these guys out on Spotify if you like country music and college football, and if you hate the Crimson Tide. This is a young up-and-coming country star. He's from Tennessee. He loves college football. 2 of his big hits are around the game. One of his biggest hits is called I Hate Alabama. Seriously. And it's basically what you think it's about. And he talks about Bama beating Tennessee every year from 06 to 2022. There's also a betrayal by a woman thrown in there too. So this song has everything. And then Orange and White, it's a more upbeat song about a Tennessee fan who falls in love with a Georgia fan, and there are happy endings all around. So check that one out. And then my number 4, come on. Was there any doubt this song would not be on our lists? Our freaking podcast
Enter
has this song in
Sandman.
its name, although we didn't name it after this song, but got to go with Enter Sandman here. Just a great song to begin with. A very cool tradition at Vatak. I've heard seeing them enter the stadium. This song is just one of the coolest entrances in college football.
Awesome.
So would love to check that out someday. All right. What do you got for 3 and 2, Pat?
Well,
Before Pat goes,
yeah.
sorry, Pat. Hold on. Bierman, who was the artist for your 5?
I didn't say it. I'm sorry, guys. I did not say it. Connor Smith is his name.
Connor Smith. Okay.
Smith. Check him
check it
out.
out.
He's really good. I mean, he's got a lot of other songs. Jamie joked with us. We were because my daughter and I love him, and she's like, does he sing any songs other than about college football? He does. He sings lots of other songs.
He's got to be on game day.
Two,
It sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like Yeah. Exactly.
Cool. Thanks. Sorry, Pat. Go ahead.
Yeah, for my number 3, I went with "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Yeah.
Classic.
Mhm.
I don't really
Beauty.
love it myself, and I don't need
I
to stand up.
I thought you hated that.
I don't really
you don't
like
the
it,
7th inning
but
stretch.
just that it stands the test of time. I think
Yeah.
It's an old
overall,
one. Yeah,
it can
it's
be in my top
cool
5,
tradition.
even though
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't have to like it personally,
Yeah.
but it's
you can rise
iconic.
above.
It's
Yeah, I
iconic.
get it. Yeah.
And then
It is iconic.
number 2 for me is a personal one. It was my 8th grade basketball team. We would always come out to AC/DC Thunderstruck. Oh
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Nice.
fantastic.
AC/DC Thunderstruck. And I remember because my coach had like a big boom box and he'd push play and it was on a tape. And we'd just be dribbling out and we'd do the layup line. Simple
Nice.
layup line to Thunderstruck, and
That
it
is
just got us
classic.
so
What was
pumped
the
up.
middle school? Give it a shout out.
High C, Highland Catholic. We were the Raiders, the Highland Catholic Raiders. Yep.
Nice. And the Catholics didn't mind.
We ran Mike
AC/DC.
Krzyzewski's Duke box and one offense. It was the box
Yep.
and one,
Nice.
and I was the point guard, so
Love
I was
that.
the one, and then they'd have the guys in the box. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, you guys did my 3 and 2. I had 3 jump around Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Just awesome. I mean, for all the reasons Pat mentioned. I mean, Cypress Hill, the
cool.
whole thing. Just the fact that everyone is into it, I think, is so cool. I even
Have
saw
you ever
video.
been there for it, Pat or Bill? Have you
No,
been
I
there
haven't.
for it?
I haven't.
I've been to
No.
a few
I
games
have.
there. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah,
And
it is.
started
it
started
is really
around the
cool.
time I was in college too. So it started
Nice.
around that time.
Do the visiting fans all participate,
so.
or are they like
Yeah.
anti?
Yeah, I mean, I
Because
did.
they're-
I did.
Yeah.
I was there for a
Yeah.
Michigan game. No, I
Okay.
participated in it. I mean, I don't know if I wasn't go crazy like them, but yeah, you get up. It's hard to not get pumped up. I think it started 98 or 99, Pat. I think because I was there for the 97 game. Michigan visited Wisconsin 97, and I'm almost positive they didn't have it there yet. But late, I went back like 5 years later and they had it.
It's such a cool song too for it because the horns starting at the beginning and it gives you that like the anticipation, just like, and everybody's just like, oh, and then they started out anyway. Super super fun. That's a cool one.
The
And then my number
cream
two
of
was
the crop. I will rise to the top.
there it is, Cypress Hill Bane style. Yeah, Enter Sandman, Virginia Tech. Honestly, I don't know how this thing's not my number one. I just think that is absolute
It's good.
electricity. Bedlam, stadium going crazy, just so good. And I seems like I always see that the Virginia Tech guys are they got the USA flag and the Virginia Tech flag, and I always love that too. I'm a sucker for the patriotism and the symbolism and the flag and all that. So anyway, they do it well there. Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. So for my number 3, I got to go with Mr. Brightside because it is played at every Michigan game in the third quarter. But admittedly, this is a weird song to be played at a football game. And part of me thinks Michigan was just like, we need a song that people identify us with. Some college grad in the room was like, dude, Mr. Brightside's a fucking awesome song. Everyone's like, brilliant. Let's go with it.
My
Because
girlfriend
it
just cheated
is a
on
good
me.
song and it's catchy. And it's fun to sing along with, but it's weird. It is a song about a guy
infidelity,
thinking
right?
his woman's cheating on him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's just it's a weird song, but
It's a good song.
I do like the song.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make that my number 3, especially because Michigan plays it. So all right, my number 2, guys, I got to do a 2-fer again on this one because I am a sucker for 80s sports movie anthem type songs, especially when played in montage style. So I got to go with 2 here. 2A is You're the Best, which is in the
You're the
Karate
best
Kid and played
around,
in the montage.
and nothing's gonna
Yes,
ever keep
yeah.
you down.
Exactly. I mean, every
And-
time I listen to that, I just want to punch a Cobra Kai in the face and crane kick John Kreese back to his dojo. I mean, it's classic. And then 2B, it's somewhat similar. I got to go with No Easy Way Out from Rocky 4. And this is another montage where Rocky
Is
he
training
just learned
and
Apollo died. He agrees to fight
Oh.
Drago. Adrian's mad and doubts that he can win. And Rocky drives his Lamborghini through the streets of Philly, thinking back on all his boxing memories while listening to this awesome tune. I mean, it's pure cinematic and musical gold. So it has to make my number 2.
Rocky,
All right, what do you got for
Rocky's
number 1, Pat?
soundtrack is so good. That Rocky 4
It is.
soundtrack.
Every
the
Rocky song.
montage.
I thought you were
is
going
the
to say One Shining Moment.
I had that
I
on
thought
my.
that's where
I
you were
had that
heading with
down. I had that one down.
Yeah.
But my number 1 is the national anthem, and it's over the years.
Look at
you.
you.
Get,
So patriotic.
I mean, 1, it's at every game.
Love it.
2, you get some really bad versions where people butcher it, and it's hilarious.
Roseanne Barr, anyone?
And then you get
Carl
the
Lewis.
great ones like Whitney Houston, in the
Whitney,
Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So you get the whole range of national anthems, and you get. I'm even going to throw a shout out to Canada. I love the "O Canada" one before
me
hockey
too.
games too. If you're playing, Canada versus USA team, you get both anthems, and it's a good song. And I don't have anything against Canadians, Canucks.
Mm-mm.
So give me the national anthem.
No, I love that.
Love
I
it.
love that one. For my number 1, I'm curious to hear if you guys have seen this as well, but it's Blink 182, All the Small Things. And Blink 182 is one of my favorite bands. So
Yeah,
I
they're
love
good.
Blink 182 songs.
It's great.
But
song
at
is it?
Colorado Avalanche games,
Oh,
they will play it, and right through a break and the hockey starts happening and the entire stadium is just
Phil
belting
singing
out all the small things with all you hear is hockey skates, pucks going, and 20,000 people singing all the small things, and it gives me chills every single time. I just find it to be so awesome that they started doing this, and then the whole stadium just got into it, and they've just kept it going ever since. And it's just, I don't know why, the hockey, the no other distractions, no other noises, no anything. It's just the crowd singing, no music playing. And I just think it's phenomenal. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. There's tons of videos on the
I have to,
internet.
yeah. It's a great
Yeah.
song. I love the song, but I don't not experience that.
Super cool.
Guys, I'm just rising up back in the street.
Oh, yeah.
Did my time, took my chances, went the distance. Now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. That's right, boys. Got to go back to the Rocky franchise, specifically Rocky 3 for this one. Eye of the Tiger, one of the most popular, iconic songs of the era. Dare you to listen to that song and not think that you can be the champion of anything. For you music
It's
diehards,
on
this song was
workout
released in
mixes everywhere.
1982. It was number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart for 6 weeks, spent 15 consecutive weeks in the top 10, and was the second best-selling single of 1982 behind Physical from Olivia Newton-John. Yes. All right, guys. Well, that was fun and good choices all around, or should I say jump around. That was an honorable mention for me. That was a good one, Pat. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, Bill. Well, I know football is fast approaching. You got anything for our listeners today from a pool standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, we've started sprinkling stuff in there. So
They're out there. I know.
so go to the site, mypools.entertainmentsports.com/pools. And if you've already registered, you'll see all the available stuff out there. It is awesome to see all of these football pools on Sandman Sports. You've got all the survivors. You got a bunch of pick'ems. We've got more coming. So stay tuned. If there's something that you've played in the past, maybe it's NCAA Guts. We're trying to get Cled in there this year. Those are coming.
Guts, Pat.
Those are coming in this next week or so. So just stay tuned. But yeah, so exciting to see all the football icons on Sandman Sports. And, we're just so excited to see things like Ben Harper come to life on there and a bunch of other pools. So yeah, it's exciting times.
I think the tough thing is
gonna
just
be fun.
convincing my wife that it's an investment.
Yeah.
I'm not
That's
just
right.
throwing money away. I'm investing in our future. I think she needs
Well,
to
and-
understand that.
Clet, tell your beautiful bride that the Sandman will buy your first entry to Guts this year, and you can play just as a small thank you for 51 episodes with us on this podcast. It's such a fun one. I'm telling you, you're going to play in this pool. Hopefully you win. If you don't, you will not be more frustrated in any other pool the entire year when you go out of this one.
So
It's
Ben
just
Harper,
You probably won't do
infuriating.
very well because you get
Oh, it's brutal losing in Guts. It is brutal.
yeah.
Right, Beerman? It's like all you have to do is pick a winner 12 times. That's it. It feels like you never should go out of this pool. And every year I go out of this pool. Anyway.
Fun.
Yeah.
I'm
Good
excited.
times, Beerman. Can't wait. It's right around
Can't
the corner.
wait. It was great seeing some football pools out there to register for now. So exciting stuff. It's going to be here before we all know it. And
Can I highlight one more?
yes, of course.
Sorry, I forgot this in my little spiel there. We are doing squares this year. And I think I might have mentioned this in the last pod, but it's 17 weeks. You buy a square.
So good.
And it's all 17 weeks. So it's $25 per week.
$25 a week, but
$425. But you have 68 chances to win. And if you win once, you get your money back plus $170 or thereabouts.
Yeah.
So it is phenomenal. We've got tons of room. Go jump in there. NFL one for Monday Night Football. We've got NFL for Thursday Night Football, which you'll probably be watching anyway. And then big game of the week for college football. These best college football games. It's going to be awesome.
Part of why I got into pools years and years ago, decades ago, was just low risk, high reward. You throw a little bit of money on, and it makes every freaking game more interesting to watch. And that is a perfect example of that, dude. You buy a square every single Monday Night Football game, the entire season. You've guaranteed there's some interest there.
Or Thursday Night Football, or college,
and
right?
Thursday and the college. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And
Every
if it's
single game. So
if 425, it's a lot of money. We get that, but just go split it with a couple buddies. I mean, you're still then have the action going all week, and you got your little syndicate. And you guys
it's
can
not
text.
that much.
Yeah, well, for some people,
for Beerman.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
It's $25 a week. It's $25 a week. Come on. If you're playing pools, you're
get in.
More.
We got tons of spots, but you know what? They're going to go fast, and we've only got 3 weeks before football starts. So get in there.
Well, guys, it was another epic show. Thank you both for bringing it so strong. I'd love to keep riffing on college football, sports songs, and all the awesome stuff. But unfortunately, it is sadly time to exit CMA Sports. We'll be back next week. As always, we'll look forward to crushing it again. CMA Nation, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check us out on social media and our website at cmansports.com and download our app if you haven't already. Have a great weekend, everyone. Peace out. Take care.
Good luck, everybody.